Well, after a hard toil of 1 hour and 20 minutes to take the remaining 3 wickets, South Africa have done worse than their first innings. They were all out for 159 in the first innings. Here they have been all out for 153, which means India will need 124 to win the Kolkata Test match. But remember, the highest ever successful chase that has happened in the 4th innings at the Eden Gardens is 120, which happened 21 years ago, India versus South Africa. But at that time, you lost 2 wickets. I think it was Dravid who stabilized the innings in that particular game. But India are already 1 wicket down. Because Shubman Gill confirmed today by the BCCI, he is not playing any further role in the Kolkata Test match. So essentially in a chase of 124, you are 0 for 1.
Exactly. And I think, see, you also have to look at it not just from an India perspective, but what is that South Africa did. They added overall to what they ended yesterday with, what was the
92 for 7.
Yes.
93 for 7.
93 for 7 from there to then add another 60 runs for the last 3 wickets. In case any of you guys are wondering what magically happened to the pitch, why is it, are they applying themselves better? Well, sure, maybe they have. But you also have to remember that this is something that is confirmed. They took the heavy roller this morning. Now, what that means is a double-edged sword, because it means that the heavy roller will potentially flatten the pitch out for quite some time. But what happens when it starts to disintegrate further? Then the pitch is going to become a real minefield. So I think the risk that they were trying to take was that, listen, we'll take the best batting conditions, and after that, once it starts deteriorating, then, well, it's down to India to get the runs in the 4th inning. So 124 is the target. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I think it will not be as straightforward as many people believe it will be. I think 124 is going to require a lot of application. It's going to require a lot of, even, I dare say, a little bit of luck, because you're going to have to dodge some minefield balls, as even the South African batters were doing today. There were some balls that just, they had no answer to, and it was just a case of surviving them and moving on to the next ball. I think India will have to do that as well. So it'll be a very interesting chase. Big shout out, by the way, and we'll discuss this obviously later, because such is the nature of this break that it's come like half an hour before the lunch break. Temba Bavuma, great knock, very good knock.
The first 50 of the game.
Yeah.
It's come today. Basically the last day of the test match. And sorry, it's not a 3-day match, it's a 5-day match, but it's come because you're not seeing it stretch to the 4th day. Now,
not chance.
124, either you achieve it in the second session or in the final session 1 hour into it. So, depends on the pitch, but then again, how India will have to adapt to their plans, because Shubman Gill is out injured. Who's going to be a number 4? All will depend upon the way how Pant bats, because Pant will be the guy who will not buckle down. He'll go bang bang.
Yeah.
He will hit a quick 20 of 10 balls or maybe 30 of 20 balls.
Which will actually be key on this sort of a track.
Yes. The openers, Yashasvi, will have to really step up, because only Yashasvi and Pant can counter-attack. KL will hang around. Washi will hang around. Aksar will hang around. Jurel will hang around. It's only these two who will counter-attack. And when India had to chase 147 against New Zealand, let me tell you, they fell short by 25 runs. And if you have to look at what is even more ominous, they made only 121. And here you have to chase 3 runs more. So that is why on this particular minefield, with the heavy roller now being employed, it won't be easy.
I don't think it's
not going to be easy at all. And that's why, Temba, let's give a shout out for all the jibes that the Indian cricket players gave him, especially the height issue that was there. I'm sorry, he's proven that he is a true giant. When you look at it in South Africa. I mean, come on, amongst the annals of South African captains, he's got an ICC trophy.
The only one really in how many years?
Yeah, you had, after 27 years, you had one ICC trophy. So that's why Temba as a captain, Temba as a player, he represents one particular inspiration. And today, he really applied himself. I mean, look at the way how he tackled the spinners. He was there. He handled Bumrah also pretty well. He handled He couldn't handle Siraj that much because the tail got exposed.
Yeah, I think once Corbin Bosch was dismissed, then it was always a matter of when. Because with Harmer also, I know he's classed as an all-rounder, but I'm not that sure of his batting credentials in Test cricket.
Yeah.
So I think it was always a case of how long Bosch was there. And even Bosch was a bit unfortunate. I'm not saying the ball that he got from Bumrah was one of his best balls. It was one of those that stayed little on the iffy side when it comes to the bounce.
Yeah.
I don't think it was one of those. He was a little unlucky. But as I said, on pitches like this, you do kind of have to ride your luck. But the 25 odd runs that he added, and he was looking to play a few shots as well. I think those were key runs. Those were key runs they added, and those really is, I think, what has been the difference maker. Because whilst Temba was the anchor around whom they built, they needed others to kind of go. I remember Jansen yesterday was also going. He went for one particularly nice big six. I think it was of Kuldeep. Yeah. So they were looking for their shots whilst knowing that a Temba is standing firm on the other side. So well done there. Will it impact the result of the test match? At this point, you can't say. But what it has done is at least give South Africa a fighting chance.
Yes, I mean, see, small totals are very tricky. I mean, just ask India against New Zealand in Mumbai, then the ultimate nightmare for all the 90s kids growing up, 120 Barbados. 120 you couldn't chase, you fell for 81. And that pitch was also not a spinner's minefield, it was a pacer's minefield. I mean, I remember one delivery that Franklin Rose bowled to Navjot Sidhu, just landed on the good length, and that too you're facing in the second or third over of the day. How do you play that? And although it was a no ball, many of the West Indies umpires didn't give a no ball at that time. Dravid also very unvariable bounce. Then Lakshman again putt straightened. So it wasn't that easy. So we have got Yashasvi and KL Rahul coming up. We have got only 30 minutes to go for the lunch session.
Yeah. So we guys will join you back then as well, because again, it's going to be that sort of a day we always expected. In fact, we were expecting the innings to get wrapped up much earlier. That didn't happen. So we'll join you again, and during the lunch break, we'll talk a lot more in detail about everything that happened. Not only the second half of or today's part of South Africa's innings, but how it is that India fare. And okay, if you're the team management at this point in time, what are you telling the batters to do?
Just don't play reckless shots. Stay calm. Yes, there is spin on offer, but then back your ability. Which is why, I mean, I'm giving this test match a 52-48. India 52, South Africa 48.
But it's close. It's nowhere close to being a
if it
done
was
deal.
under 100, I would have said India are winning it. But now it's 124. Highest ever successful chase you have to do at Eden Gardens.
Correct.
So it's 52-48 in India's favor.
I'll agree with you. I think it's India's slight favourites, but only very slight. It's nothing beyond that.
So let's see how that pans out now. We have got a tricky 28-minute session now until the lunch break. So all eyes on Yashasvi. Can he overcome Marco Jansen dismissed in the first innings? Can the others step up? So let's see. 28 minutes. How many runs do India score? Will they get it to under 100? Will they stay just over 100? Let's see. So bye-bye. See you for the lunch break at 11:30.